So wonderful. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our morning Forex morning call. I'm really happy to have you here in our show, and I'm looking forward to share my knowledge, my trades with you, and we can talk about everything in our trading. So, and everything is free. Happy Friday on YouTube, on Zoom, of course, and here in Traders Yard also. I'm really happy that we can talk about this, that we can do our show by our own and without independent from any broker. Yeah, we want to start with the quote of the day. It comes from Larry Harris, and he said, trading is a zero-sum game when gains and losses are measured relative to the market average. In a zero-sum game, someone can win only if someone else loses. And this is one of the most important things in trading, that you have this kind of understanding that we are involved in a zero-sum game. So the money you lose must win another one. And if you want to win something in trading, somebody must lose. There is no other way. And we had a wonderful, in Traders Yard, we had a great discussion with Remo yesterday because he was asking about Euro-Canadian dollar. And based on this example, a little bit later, I want to show you why this zero-sum game is so important and why, and what's the reason why over 90% of all traders never make money in trading on a long run, by the way. And sometimes it's like a kind of, you go 2 steps forwards, 1 back, 2 forwards, 1 back. And sometimes just 1 forward and 2 backs, 1 forward and 2 steps back. So, and this is why so many people lose money on a long run. And so we need to talk about this because this is important. And that's the basement if you want to become successful, basically on a long run. So let me say good morning, Petya, Alexandro, Aurel, Mihai, good morning, Ute, Jens on YouTube. And here I can see Alex, good morning on Traders Yard, Radu, Peter, Mihai, good morning, and Christopher, wonderful, good morning. Okay, I would say we start with our economic calendar. What do we expect today? It's Friday, 10th of June, and that's China's already over. That's the expectations of the consumer price index. This afternoon, we expect the consumer price index, ex food and energy in USA, then exactly at 2:30. And in Canada, we expect at 2:30 this afternoon, the unemployment rate. So the consensus, the current is 5.2. The consensus or the prediction is 5 point, the expectations are 5.2, so nothing changed. Let's see what's the actual will be this afternoon. And also the net change in employment. And at 4 o'clock this afternoon, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index for June preliminary. That's the, I think, maybe in Canada, a little bit movement in Canada dollar, but you know, as a real trend follower and as a real, how should I say, a real trader, you don't know that the numbers are completely irrelevant because everything what is needed to know you will find in a candle in the chart. Doesn't matter if you work with Heikin Ashi or with normal candles. Remo, good morning. That's good that you are here. Albert, good morning, because I mentioned you minutes before about the zero-sum game, and we want to talk about this. But first of all, let's come to our trades. And you see where we are in DAX 15 minutes. Please make a note. We changed yesterday to 15 minutes. Because it's a little bit easier, and we have a lot of followers. They just trade in MetaTrader 4, and in MetaTrader 4 there is no 10 minutes. So, and it makes no difference if you trade in 10 or 15 minutes. Who cares? So as you can see, we reached the green zone index 15. So the point of control is still 14,485 euros by one future contract. So the direction could be kind of clear. Maybe we see this Friday a kind of recovery that the price maybe is going up. So Jochen, wonderful, good morning. Nice to have you here. Alexandro, you can still keep in 10 minutes. That's not really interesting. There's no such big difference between 10 and 15 minutes. But you know, I have to fulfill the wishes from the majority of traders. But it's not necessary. It's not important 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so here we go. And you see, we were short, but I trailed my hard stop yesterday to this current last 0.3, and that was technically correct. So of course, if I did it to the previous 0.3, I got out also. So the point is, if we have so interesting or so important numbers to come out, then we have to make sure that we don't lose money anymore. It does not matter how the trend is going on afterwards. In this case, yes, okay, bad luck. Yeah, bad luck with the spike, and then the trend was going on. But there, at this point, we were at the right side of the chart. And first of all, you have to protect your money. That's the most important point, because in the next time, you will be happy that your stop loss is there, because when the trend is much going up. Yeah, so therefore, we made almost, I guess, more than 200 points with this wonderful DAX short trend. And basically, the trend was going on. And in this case here, and in case you were still in, which is absolutely possible, then let's see, this is the current trend. So, and now a possible stop loss, in case you are still in, is here. Yeah. So question, to be honest, how should I say? Am I unhappy that I got out here? Yes. I'm annoyed, of course. It was really annoying. Why? I'm a human being exactly like you. So, and if people try to tell you, you have to turn off your emotions in trading, then you should know that's stupid. Only not real traders will tell you this, because you are a human being, and it is not possible. It is not possible to turn off your emotions. The most important point is that you control your emotions. Yes, it is still annoying because the trend was going on, but this emotion will never influence my technical part. And the technical part in trading is I have to stick to the rules and I have to protect my money. So, and who cares? There will be another trend. We know this. That's the nature of trading, that we have trend arms based on movement and corrections, and that we have a trend. That's all. So yes, I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. Yes, of course. But I'm smiling because, yeah, market, I know you show me my borders. Yeah, you show me my borders, but I'm happy that I stuck to my rules. That's the point. So yes, it's absolutely fine that you're still pissed, that you're pissed off. But this emotion should never influence your technically or your technique in trading. So can you give me a yes or no if you understand this point? Just give me a yes or no in Traders Yard and on YouTube. I guess this morning on Zoom is nobody in. So just give me a yes or no if you understand this part. Wonderful. Great. You have to work on this part, really important. Okay, before we come to the running trades and before we come to the top instruments, I want to show you this because Remo was asking me yesterday about what should I do with Euro Canadian dollar because I'm long. Based on this question, that's the worst case ever. If a trader asks me, oh, Marcus, what should I do now with Euro Canadian dollar? That shows me that this trader has no strategy. Because a strategy means you know always what you have to do, always. You will never struggle with your trade. You will never have to think about what should I do with my trade right now. And that means this trader has no clue what he has to do. I know I'm strictly in this way, but it makes no sense if I give you soft words. Yeah, it makes no sense because you want to make money. Thanks, Remo, for the yeah. I changed something. Let me think if I can fix it. But you can watch it on YouTube. It's same or on Trader's Yacht. Yeah, just Zoom. I use Zoom to have a high quality in the recording and in the streaming. So the point is, if you ask, oh my gosh, what should I do? And did you realize if you follow any other groups or in a forum or something like this, how many or how often people ask in kind of chat rooms, what should I do right now? And that's worst case ever, because as a trader, yeah, you have to know what you have to do. You need to know what you have to do. So the question is, I was asking in this case, Remo, for example, why are you long here? Because there was no trend. Actually, it's a downtrend and there is no break. So the answer was, yeah, I was long when we broke the trend here. Where is my painting program? Here we go. So this is a perfect example why people lose on a long run. Yeah. For example, the trader went long, not this one, the trader went long here because it was speculating on the break. So, and at the end, he was speculating of a kind of inverse shoulder, head, shoulder. So this guy was mixing different strategies. But the worst case is you don't know what you have to do with the trade when it's not running. So, and here we come back to the zero-sum game. If you want to make money in a zero-sum game, then you need a strategy which is statistically proven, because just one is talking to you in another webinar, he is trading about shoulder head shoulder formation, about inverse SKS, for example. That does not mean that this strategy is working. In a zero-sum game, we're talking about mathematics, which means you need an edge in trading. You need the odds on your side. And an SKS is not an odd. If you cannot prove that this strategy is profitable on a long run with a fixed entry and a fixed exit, you will never make money on a long run. Yes, you can make money with one trade, maybe with two trades. And if you're a lucky guy, you can make with 3 trades, but not on a long run. And that's the problem. That's the big problem. So, and this is what I want to explain about this example. I'm happy if I can explain this, because that's one of the reasons why people don't make money on a long run. Yes, you can make money with one trade. Yes, it's possible. But if you don't have a proven statistic, you will not become successful in the long run. 1 step forwards, 2 steps back. 1 forwards or 2 forwards, 2 backs. That's not the point. That's not the way you can make money in trading. So I hope you could understand this part. Simeon, good morning and greetings to Nigeria. Nice to have you here. So by the way, Mihai is in the Zoom chat. So seemingly it should work. Okay, so now let's come to the point, to our running trades. So here we go, running trades. Here we go. Okay, we start again with the Dow Jones. And in Dow Jones, well, the price is going down right now, but this is very good for us. Why is it? I show you. Because finally, we have a correction deeper than 38. So look at this one. So that was my first trend arm. That was the second one. Perfect entry was there. And now we are on the third trend arm. And now we had, since days, we had the problem that we couldn't make an entry because we had no close deeper than 38%. And you know, we have to stick to the rules. That's the most important thing. So now finally we have a correction deeper than 38. So now what we can do now, right now, is waiting for a balance candle and then speculating that we reach or that we can continue the trend. So is there a downtrend right now also? Yeah, let's see it. Start point 2. See if we have a close below the last point 2. No, just here. So that means, yes, we have a downtrend also. And now it becomes a little bit tricky, not confusing, kind of tricky. Why is it? We have two trends, both are valid, and we have to trade both. Because the Dow can also go back to the last low. Absolutely possible. So why not? Don't predict. And please make a note in your handwritten diary. Predictioning, yeah, or interpreting is a kind of your personal and individual perception. And if you cannot break down your perception into a strategy, which you can prove with mathematical numbers, then you will lose on the long run, because predictioning and interpreting is a thing about the future. It's a view in the crystal ball. And there is a hit quote of 50%. But that's mathematics, that's logic, guys. But in a zero-sum game, you cannot make money with 50-50. That's absolutely not possible. Absolutely not. Okay, so how we can handle this? So the moment there will occur or will show up a balance candle, we make an entry and speculating of the continuation of the long trend. If the price is going up and we can see, okay, in this correction zone, the price turns again and the next balance candle shows up, we must be prepared for a short also. So please, and this is the reason, by the way, this is the reason why I always used to tell you, please make a proper education, because I'm not live all day and to show you what you have to do. So if you want to go deeper, then go into this course if you want, here on Zoom and here on Traders Yard. I just want to show you, and it just, how should I say, you don't need to do this. It's not a duty. But if you come quicker to your trading success and based on a really, really deep insight, then you need an education. Yeah. And you know, it's my mission. And the money you have to pay for this in one payment or 3 installments, whatever you can choose, yeah, is just that I can pay my administrator and my team in the back. It's not for me. Just to know this. Oh, by the way, I have forgotten. Yeah, here is my completely new English Instagram account. DowHow Trading. Just DowHow Trading. Yes, just we have 33 followers, but we started this week, and this is just only English. My German one is official Markus Gabel, but the English one is excluded right now in DowHow Trading. So then next one is DAX 40 in 4-hourly chart. Yes, and to be honest, here we have a break of the downtrend, of the uptrend. So check it out. We start here, move, correction, move, correction. Now let's see if there was a close above. Yes, there was a close above. That means we had a clear break of the uptrend. And that's a kind of worse. Really? No, it's not, because we have a downtrend right now. And this is this one. So we wait for a correction, maybe back to this last point 3, maybe a kind of resist, and then trend continuation. Unless we will see a kind of this one. Yeah. So do we have to predict? Do we have to interpret? No. Listen, trading is like a book. Trading is like a book. Yeah. And every single side is like a new candle. Yeah. You don't have to interpret. Yes, you can, when you start to reading the book, you can interpret, you can speculate, you can, how should I say? Yeah, you can predict who is the murderer. Who is the murderer in this book at the end of the last side? Yeah, but stupidly, if your perception or if you're guessing and you think the gardener is the murderer, yeah, and he's killed in the second side or in the 30th side, yeah, then stupid. Yeah, that's the bad luck. So if you, trading is like reading a book. Every single side you open is the right side of the chart, is the next candle, because in every candle, you see every vote of all traders around the world. You don't have to speculate, just reading. Just listen to the chart. Every single side is just a new candle. Then you don't have to guess what the author is meaning with his book. You have just to read. So therefore, stop guessing, stop interpreting, stop analyzing, just listen, just reading. And then you know what you have to do. It's a game of mathematics. It's zero-sum game. Okay, let's come to the gold chart. Oh my gosh, time is going on. Gold chart is, to be honest, in the 5th trend arm, and we don't have to do anything there. 1, 2, and 3. No, that was 3, 4, and 5. So there is nothing to do. Do we have a downtrend in gold? Let's see. 1 and 2. Yes, that means, okay, we should open a position on the short side to speculating on a trend continuation there. So that means short here. Let's see. And we open a set a pending order on the way down here. Stop sell on the way down. And a possible stop loss above the last 0.3. So then let's come to the Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, we have an open position. There is nothing to do. We are still here in the correction. We trailed the hard stop, nothing to do. So, and about Euro USD. Yes, the first reaction about the Euro yesterday, about the rate decision. And you know, the announcement, yesterday they did nothing basically, by the way, but they were announced that we have 25 points up in July, in the meeting of July, And in September, another 50 pips. And that was the expectation, about 75 points, that the ECB will raise up the rate. Yeah. So, and therefore that was the point. In the first reaction, we had more buyers for the euro, but afterwards we had more sellers. The reason, who cares? In the order book, there is no column here where you can type in the reason. Of course not. It's absolutely not possible. Yeah. So, and therefore, you should be careful with a kind of interpretation. Or is it necessary to find a reason? No, it's not. There is no reason in the order book. You will never know why. So, Peter, for how long you will hold the hedge position so long you see which trend is stronger? No, as long as the trend is going on. Yeah. So it's easy. In my entry arm, I cut the loss when I see a trend candle is working against me. But once the trend is continuing, I just trail the stop loss 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. To see this trend is strong, it's an interpretation. If you see trend candles, you can assume that the trend is strong. If you see a balanced candle, yeah, the movement comes to an end, but that does not mean that this trend is not longer strong. It's kind of correction, but the trend can continue. And the continuation of the trend is always more probably than a trend break. So I follow just every trend as long as the trend is still valid. So in Euro USD, we have an interesting situation. The long is still valid. There's no break because this spike here from this candle had a big spike below or below the last 0.3. So, and below this spike, there is not really a close. Here is a little bit of close. That means now I trail my hard stop below those candles, which has a close below my soft stop. So, and then I take the money the market will give me. So now, is there a downtrend at the same time? Let's see. 1, 1. So that was a spike, spike, spike. And now correction. So, and now there was a close below that spike here. That means we have in euro a valid downtrend. And that means the next correction of maybe if the next correction will go up here and the price is not going higher and you see a balanced candle, then we can think a possible short also. Johan, wonderful, good morning. Dori, good morning. So this is about Euro USD. It's just trend and you need a strategy, a mix, the combination between DowHow strategy and of course the trend following system. Okay, let's come to the running trades quickly. Australian Japanese yen, close to my soft stop, but still running, nothing to do. Here you remove classic candle and use Heikin-Ashi. Dejan, I just only work with Heikin-Ashi. I don't use classic candle because I'm a trend trader and I don't need a classical candle. And it's easier to draw and to figure out the trend and to realize or recognize the trend. It's easier with Heikin-Ashi than with classical candles, but it's not a need to work with Heikin-Ashi. It's much more easier, believe me. Bitcoin we talked about, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen in the correction, actually nothing to do. Euro, Australian dollar, yeah, a little bit we're circling around our new entry. Actually, there is no trend candle against my position. That means I don't have to trail a stop loss for now. Euro, British pound, yeah, we a little bit in loss, but you see, that's a trend candle. That's a trend candle after I opened my position. We had no trend continuation. Therefore, I trailed my hard stop from the last 0.3 up to that candle, which triggers or which was working against my open position to cut a possible loss. But I don't go out manually. I let the market decide. Just let it decide. Everything can happen. You don't know. Euro Japanese yen still in the correction, happily in the correction. Euro New Zealand dollar, little bit up, but now it comes back. That's okay. British pound Japanese yen still on a high level. British pound USD, both trends are still running. And here you can see about the question from Peter. So you see, I have still an open position in long because I had no close. I had no close below my soft stop. The purple line is my soft stop for the long position. My hard stop is in profit. So basically I cannot lose money. Even we had a big spike or something like this. And the short, I opened again, yeah, in the third time in a row, because it's my duty, because I never know what happens next. So the moment now I'm still in my entry arm in the second trend arm, because there's no trend continuation to the short side. And that means as long as I don't have a white candle against my position, I have to do nothing. Up to this moment, I leave my stop loss at the last 0.3 because there I calculated my money. New Zealand Canadian dollar. Yeah, we are still in profit. Yeah, and maybe we shouldn't risk too much because now we can speculate if the price is coming up. Yeah, then we have a correction deeper 38. And that means I can make a re-entry because I'm in the third trend arm. That means I have to protect my account first. I trail my hard stop into the profit and I don't risk any money anymore because I have to see that maybe we see a deep correction, then I can make a re-entry. And by the way, if the trend or if the price is going up more, then be careful. There will show up a new uptrend. So that's why I trail my hard stop into the profit. First, I can make a re-entry, but I don't have to risk too much. Yeah, everything is fine. And yeah, I can make my re-entry. So and the last one is US dollar Japanese yen, still on the top level. Nothing to do, 1,846 pips in profit. So do we have any things to do? No. In NASDAQ, we can delete the order for the first moment. In NASDAQ, please on the watch list, we are waiting for a re-entry. Also in the Dow Jones. And of course, Australian dollar, Swiss franc went out. Look, I had my stop loss into the profit, but 1, 2, 3, I'm in the fourth trend arm. And if this candle will be finished in this way, in a balanced candle, I have to make a re-entry. So NASDAQ, Dow, and Aussie Swiss franc on the watch list for today. Okay, guys, that was my part. I want to say thank you again. And if you want to know more, then you know where you will find me. Thanks for listening. I wish you a wonderful Friday and a lovely weekend. And I hope we'll see each other on Monday again when we have the Forex morning show, Forex morning call FMC with me. And now have fun for the rest of the day. And as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the rules be with you. See you on Monday.